red, etc. But if you compare that now to the Lenovo Mix system, you can just get a flavor for absolutely how small these systems are. Imagine 3 times the battery life, over double the performance, 30 times the graphic is something that's just absolutely gorgeous. And of course, these new systems are going to come with things that will show with integrated RealSense cameras, moving the world to 3D, and of course, some of the world's best 2-in-1 technology, where you can get more than double the performance of a premium tablet now with Core M in a fanless design. This Lenovo Mix 700 is running 6th generation Core M7 processors. It comes with this optional RealSense world-facing camera, stunning full HD display. Today it's launching at $699. It's only 780 grams and 8.9mm thick, and twice the performance of a premium tablet in the market right now. So absolutely amazing. Best of class 3 years ago. Okay? Xeon mobile processors in a workstation. 28 kilograms, or for those of you on the webcast, 61 pounds. Today, we're announcing the world's first Xeon mobile notebooks. And with the Xeon mobile notebook, as we talked about at SIGGRAPH, we're going to enable vPro security and manageability, ECC memory, full certification with your best workstation applications, and we're going to ship that at 2.5 kilograms with Thunderbolt 3 technology. 1/10 the weight and higher performance of a tower system that was launched just 3 years ago. And now with amazing Thunderbolt 3 connectivity as well. So that hopefully shows you the breadth that we've been able to deliver with our engineers, from a compute stick to a high-end Xeon mobile workstation. So as I mentioned, almost 50 microprocessors launching today. The most comprehensive lineup of processors for both consumers and business in our history. And we're making it super easy for consumers to identify us. What you can see here is a brand new Intel Inside logo that people can find on their favorite computers. It looks very different than the previous versions. And we've done a tremendous job kind of clarifying to consumers good, better, and best between Core i3, Core i5, and Core i7. In that 4 or 5-year-old notebook. So if I go here to the trackpad and I try to move it across, you're going to see it absolutely just consumes it, and it's almost frozen. Basically like a still set of pictures. Now on this new Toshiba 2-in-1 machine with the Core i5 and i7, you can see I can get tremendous playback. This is actually a 360 video, and consumers or websites like YouTube are now putting out their first 360 video feeds and 360 video channels. So something, I don't have to show you the difference in the Z height, but it's something incredibly thin. You now get full 360 immersive displays and almost an edge-to-edge display, full 4K, gorgeous innovation by Toshiba. So the first thing we want to talk about is user-generated content. All of the thousands of pictures that we have across from our point-and-shoot cameras from our phones to all the videos that we take of all of our family functions and sport events. But by using 6th generation Core, what we're getting is this extremely amazing deep viewing application that we have here, but it's able to handle thousands of pictures. And as I drill down deeper, we're actually looking at all of our videos, all of our pictures even coming to life. And here's what we have as well as far as an actual picture mosaic. We can see that this one picture is actually made up of thousands of individual pictures as we drill down into it. So really a cool experience, and still able to handle all of that data while just moving smoothly in and out of there. It really gives us a great example of what we're going to see in our 6th generation. Okay, well that's awesome. Why don't you show them a little bit about what the next generation of selfie stick is going to be like? Oh, it's going to look like something like this. Not only are we looking at 4K, so we just, quick selfie. Actually, we don't even need to lean in for that one. You guys are all in our selfie picture, unfortunately, here. So thank you very much, guys. But because we're using a rig like this, not only one 4K GoPro camera, we're actually looking at 6 to get a complete
360-degree view of the video that we're processing. And when we're looking and working with all those huge files that we have there, 4K, and then stitching them all together, we're running them here on this Core, our 6th generation Core i7, and we're literally, to process this type of media, we're using every ounce of processing power to really put those together in a timely manner, and then here's our end result there.
Yeah, this is absolutely a gorgeous edge-to-edge display. As you can see on the Dell system, the bezel is almost gone. It's a full 4K, and this is just some videos we took last night, but after we stitched it together, literally just incredible responsiveness now on a 4K system on this. And again, YouTube creating their first 360 video channel. This is the way the world is going to go. It looks a little niche today, but it's going mainstream. And I can say those are absolutely amazing. Now, we've talked about something called H.265 decode, encode, acceleration. Why don't we tell them what it really means to put something techy like that into the processor?
Yeah, well, that's kind of a nerdy nomenclature for it. This is the next generation of video, and 4K is so large, we're looking at intelligent ways to be able to handle all that data and play back of those files for the future. And we've actually baked some of that technology into our own processors here. So let me take an example of what I have here. Two identical, all nearly identical machines running our 6700K 6th generation processor. And what we're doing is we're bringing up a full 15 4K videos running in H.265, this brand new encoding and decode mechanism.
And this is like from an ISV that's kind of showing you new ways to be able to manipulate and store your videos on a system, right?
Yeah, so we're running on both sides. Now the real difference between the two systems is on this system over here, which will be to the stage to your left, is going to be a video card discrete enabled system with $2,000 Titan NVIDIA cards. So that way we can go ahead and process that type of performance. Then on this side, we have an empty chassis, and because we've built in all of that H.265 performance and decode right into the processor and our graphics, this is what we're gonna use to go ahead and decode our video. So here's what the experience.
$2,000 discrete video cards, and here we're using the H.265 feature within the 6th generation core to do that.
Exactly right.
Let's see if the audience can tell the difference.
Okay, so here I have our two globes, and you can see all of our videos kind of moving around. Unfortunately, just not the type of butter smooth video and experience that we're really looking for when we're dealing with this type of video in a viewing manner.
Yeah, I can see it's kind of choppy as it's going around.
Just a little bit, but let's go ahead and bring the comparison together. Well, here, just running on our processor graphics, this is the type of experience, and side by side, I think we can see how drastic that is. So we're talking about not throwing a lot of muscle at a task like this, but actually working intelligently with the performance that we have to provide amazing experiences like this.
Thanks, Craig. That is a stunning visual experience, not just for professionals, but for all of us that are becoming mainstream users and content creators ourselves. Traditionally, you would have had to put that kind of a gaming platform in a rig about this big. But something this small now can support 80% of the entire volume of discrete cards can now be delivered in the performance in as small as this gigabyte mini machine. In addition, we're seeing gaming going mobile. People don't want to be tethered just to their desktop. And what you can see here is a brand new MSI machine that's going to be using the K-SKU overclocked machine. And you can see just an absolutely gorgeous keyboard colored machine. And you'll be able to overclock this, I think, Craig, almost 30%. 30%. So talk about a gigahertz of overclocking. And a lot of people are going to actually put just a single button to make it easy for the user, where you push a button and you get to overclock your notebook. Again, K-SKU overclocking for the first time with 6th generation core, but it gets better, right?
Oh no,
let's keep going on.
Yeah.
Show what we got here.
So here we go on the stack, and we're talking about basically the pinnacle of gaming experience. Now, 4K gaming is really popular, especially with the kids out there today, but we figured we'd bring that up a notch with our brand new 6th generation core. This is the type of gaming experience you can have, not 4K, but 3 4K monitors for a full 12K experience. And when we're talking about here, this title is World of Tanks, and
I think more than 100 million people in the world play World of Tanks.
Return to your initial position.
So this type of crazy immersive gameplay, when you're at the center of this entire graphic surrounding you, that's really the pinnacle of what we're talking about. Amazing performance, yet at the same time, completely immersive.
The shadows, the tire tracks, and everything is absolutely amazing here. And to me, it just blows my mind. You put 100 million people playing this game worldwide. But you know, that's just the beginning. So 3 4K systems. What we're seeing now is people are using Core i7 systems for racing simulation, for airplane simulation. So over here we have a racing rig from Versaro with a custom-built 6th generation Core PC, and it's being operated by a professional simulation driver, Andre Santos, who is an accomplished racer and winning of many gaming competitions. You can see that this is, if you actually sat in this, you have to be careful. Because if you hit the wall, you better put your arms up like they teach you in Formula 1, or you're going to maybe break your wrists. This is a professional simulation. Real Formula 1 drivers and NASCAR drivers are learning tracks on machines like this using the Formula 1 racing software you see here, and learning tracks before they get on it. It is so immersive, and we're incredibly excited that on Windows 10, a lot of the Xbox experience is going to be coming to the PC. Being able to stream from the Xbox to the PC, but also getting gaming titles native on the PC, time to market with Xbox. So thank you, Craig, and thank you, Andreas, and he's a lot better driver than I was, I can tell you. I tried to run that earlier. So, let's talk about experiences. And many of those experiences that we're going to talk about begin with Windows 10. And Microsoft and Intel, I can honestly say after 23 years of Intel, of working at Intel, have worked closer than ever before to ensure that Windows 10 has been fully optimized for 6th generation Core and vice versa. We're going to see incredible responsiveness with things like modern standby and instant go, to be able to wake up in less than half a second from a hard disk drive or an SSD. DX12 support for amazing graphics. Continuum for a new 2-in-1 experience. Cortana for personal assistance with dual array microphones that are built into these machines. And Windows Hello for facial login that I'll show you in just a minute. And the world's most advanced security based on hardware security that we're putting in the chip, like software guard extensions and memory protection extensions, as well as the advanced security of Windows 10. So this is a processor that's designed for now, that works beautifully with an operating system that's designed for now. And again, this only happens together about once a decade. So I wanted to show you a few of these Windows 10 demos. And we've been talking about something called the continuum, where we were modifying the application for 2-in-1 awareness. As the guidance C just came out again and said that the 2-in-1 category is the second fastest growing part of mobility after phablets, more than 80% growth rate year on year. And so what I thought I'd do is just show you the continuum experience here. So Craig, why don't you take it over?
Yeah, so Windows 10 provides a great experience, and it's a perfect mix between the standard familiar desktop metaphor that we've been so great with our workflows in Windows 7, as well as all the great optimized for touch interface and full screen apps that we saw coming out from Windows 8. But as you can see from Windows 10, gotta love the return of the start bar that we have here, so now we can actually see and go through all of our menus, something that we've been clamoring to see. But my favorite part of Windows 10 is that based on the device that I have, it will actually adapt to the way that I want to work with it. So here I have our 2-in-1. This is a beautiful Lenovo mix that we were talking about earlier. And just by seeing here, I have my entire desktop. All of my applications are put in pretty standard mode here. As you can see, multiple windows and tiles.
Yeah, well, Windows 7, we have the tiles back and forth.
Absolutely. But the second I go ahead and detach my keyboard, now I'm looking, it's automatically going to know that I'm in tablet mode and all of my applications go full screen. So in a very kind of full screen, touch-friendly experience, optimized for just my finger, I can go ahead easily be able to search through all my applications, and then the second I want to bring that experience back, it's going to go ahead and pop back into desktop mode for me right there. Just easy. It adapts to me, not the other way around, which is great.
That's amazing. Now there was something called game DVR recording that we wanted to show as well, which is new and is using a lot of the processor features that we have in 6th generation Core as well.
Well, Windows 10 is going to be great for gamers across the board. DirectX 12, all that great performance, but there's also a few other hidden goodies underneath as well. So while we're playing our Rule of the Tanks, I can actually just do a really quick hotkey, and now I see I'm recording my game. This is built at the OS level, where any game that I play on Windows 10 Now I can automatically record in high-def video, get all my best moments, and this was something that used to be an additional software program requiring additional performance other than your gameplay, or even a separate hardware.
No one would have dared done this if it took away from the performanceness of your game, but now we've got special hardware that enables you to do that.
And it's completely optimized for eyes. We're taking advantage of all of that hardware so we don't lose an inch of performance on our gaming experience, and yet get all the extras of that high-definition video so we can share it wherever we like.
Well, that's awesome. You know, if I look back at 5-year-old or 6-year-old or 7-year-old PCs, the thing that annoyed me most was the tens of seconds it took to boot the PC or come out of standby mode. And there's something now called modern standby and instant go that's built together between Microsoft and 6th generation core. So I'm going to do this super quick, but this system's actually sitting here in standby. And if you can put that up on the screen there. And when I hit the power cord, ready, 1, 2, 3, and it's up. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the easiest demo of all time. But 300 to 500 milliseconds, or less than half a second, and you are up and running on your desktop. There is no longer a reason to wait and buy a tablet. Core out, fanless. Twice the performance of the premium tablet. 2-in-1 awareness, instant on capability. You have to ask yourself, why do you need to buy a tablet anymore if you have this amazing 2-in-1 experience there? Okay, now I've been standing up on stage for probably the last couple of years talking about a set of amazing new experiences. And Intel's vision to eliminate all passwords from computing, to eliminate all wires from computing devices, and to move the world to new natural user interfaces where we can communicate not with a keyboard and mouse, but with gesture, with our hands, and with emotion and voice. And that's what I want to talk to you about next. So let's start with the no passwords experience. Certainly I can log into my PC in less than half a second, but I want to do that securely. On average, the average person has 28 passwords. Isn't that frustrating? Logging 8 times per day. Some of you have to log in more than 20 times per day. The average passwords that are out there are the word password and the word 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Followed closely by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can do better. And so what I wanted to do is talk about the combination of Windows 10 Hello, which is enabling now you to become your password. You log in with your face to Windows 10. And when you do that, Intel TrueKey, through our Intel McAfee acquisition, takes over and logs you into all your other websites. So you can truly eliminate passwords. And Intel TrueKey is now available for download, 15 sites for free at www.truekey.com. But I want to do some risk taking that's on the Intel badge, and I thought rather than me just try to log into a PC, why don't I make it a little bit more complicated? So I'm going to welcome out Vanessa and Melina. Vanessa and Melina, please. All right, welcome, girls. So we have 2 relatively identical twins, I'd say. And we're going to see if we can log in with this gorgeous Lenovo all-in-one with Windows 10. So first of all, it says, as you can see, looking at you, and I'm going to look into this. Let's say it couldn't recognize me. What I can tell you is that this system is logged in only for Vanessa. And I'm not going to try to guess which one's Vanessa and which one's Melina. So we're going to let the computer find out. So Melina, why don't you try to log in? Okay, so the computer couldn't recognize Melina. Now, let's all cross our fingers. Vanessa, why don't you try? Alright, thank you, girls. That is the most impressive demo I've ever seen. Next, I'm going to do triplets. No, seriously, you used to be able to spoof this with things like 4K videos or high-res 4K photos. I think what we've done now with Microsoft is this is an Intel RealSense camera, 3D and infrared capability. And we've agreed on a security spec that's going to enable both Windows 10 Hello and Intel TrueKey support to be able to eliminate passwords from computing. Good stuff, huh? Okay, let's talk about no wires. Today, the average person carries around 6 cables. I know I brought them all the way from the United States as I came to Berlin. And on the path to no wires, a great stop along the way is Thunderbolt 3 as an incredible solution for both notebooks and desktops. And with 6th generation core, we're going to see 6 times 6 times the number of Thunderbolt designs that we saw on 5th generation core. We've moved to a common connector with USB-C. So for those of you that haven't seen, you don't have to go turn the cable upside down. There's no male and female side of the cable. It's a single. You can make these systems with 3D with the R200 camera. So this is a new to be announced 2-in-1 from HP. It's gorgeous with a Bang & Olufsen sound system. It has an integrated R200 RealSense camera in there, and as we just showed you, it's going to have an amazing keyboard experience, but it's a gorgeous tablet as well. And I can assure you my fingers aren't thick. A gorgeous new system with the R200 camera. And then we showed you the Lenovo Mix as well. Again, 2-in-1 with a great physical keyboard. R200 built into here, and you can see they're taking that gorgeous watch band hinge from the Yoga design. Gorgeous gold finish, and putting an incredibly stylish design here together with the R200. So why don't we show them, Craig, what we can do with that class of technology that's going into some of these 2-in-1s?
Yeah, absolutely. So we figured we'd go ahead and, one of the great models that we have in RealSense cameras, and I'm going to show this off in the Lenovo Mix that you just had out there, is capture and scan. So what I'm going to do is, well, we're just going to do a quick scan of my boss here. This is going to be pretty good. So let me just start. And it's going to be filling in and meshing all the 3D data that we have around Kirk here. So I'll just do a really quick scan and we can go ahead and finish that up. Perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and cross that away. But as we go ahead and have our model go ahead and fill out, now what can we do now that we have a completely captured digital Kirk? Well, we can go ahead and print some action figures with 3D printing, go ahead and sell those on eBay. Or we could go ahead and actually take a digital Kirk and put him into a live gameplay experience. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce our Kirk game. So we know that you're normally a fantastic breakdancer in real life, so we've made sure that we programmed that into our little game here. So, oh, that looks pretty good. I haven't seen you do that in real life, I think, actually. Not bad. So, as you can see, a great experience and really making it personal for all the things that we want to do for our own avatars living in the game world. So this is a game that we actually built internally at Intel, but at our developer forum just a week ago in San Francisco, we announced a relationship with Electronic Arts, where they're going to be giving this technology with the Ultimate Fighting Championship, so you can get in a cage match with your friends by scanning in your face and getting into that virtual cage match. This is going to revolutionize gaming. But we can also scan in objects like your kid's fluffy Panda Bear and make it an example of kind of a healer in the game as well. So yeah, how would we do that? Well, actually, something that we just showed off here at IDF, we're able to scan your own personal objects and put them as personal items inside the game. So just with our quick lazy Susan that we're able to bring it in, we can scan this in the same way that we scan Kirk's picture and able to bring those items into the game. It's a really cool experience. That's awesome. So you can actually just place those items in the game as well. Exactly right. Once you have your own personal items in there, it makes the game personal to you. Yeah, we worked in the relationship with LEGO. We had the director of LEGO Future Labs on stage with me at Intel Developer Forum, where you actually can build a virtual world, and it'll come to life with LEGO blocks, and then you actually play the game in your virtual world that you just created by scanning in all the objects in the room. So it's kind of this new world of augmented reality that's coming. Just giving the drone the place it wants to go. And medical drones can now take critical life-saving equipment to places that don't have roads, and it can actually fly with its own intelligence because we're putting eyes onto the drones. We've seen robots at Intel Developer Forum like Savio, where you train it to go up and down the hotel elevators to bring you drinks, towels, or whatever you've asked the front desk for. The robot will actually go and ride the elevator, and it'll avoid people in the hallways of the hotel, and it's already being piloted by a number of global hotel brands with high degrees of customer satisfaction. It's a Core i7 machine with RealSense as its eyes to ensure it makes it to the right place and back safely. And we're moving this RealSense technology into smaller and smaller devices as well. And we're in a collaboration with Google on their Project Tango. Most of you know about street maps.
and the ability to go look down at the street level. No one has done indoor mapping. And we're now integrating RealSense technology with Project Tango into devices as small as this tablet. Imagine going around as a real estate agent and mapping the entire inside of every home and apartment. Being able to do indoor mapping and location-based services of a shopping mall, so you can get directions from point A to point B, because everything indoors will be mapped, in addition to virtual reality. So I thought what we'd do is just show you what in the world is augmented reality, and how are we progressing with Google on Project Tango with Intel RealSense. So Craig is going to game on Tango using a Nerf blaster. So Craig, take it away.
Yeah, some of our guys cooked up in the lab here with RealSense, but as you can see, they're with a Tango phone attached to here, and all the RealSense data that we're able to bring in. Not only can I scan the home environments that I have, but I can actually, it knows my position. So when I move around, it can actually tell where I am inside the game. So the best part about it is when I go ahead and launch right in here, it can actually tell I move around inside the game environment by moving my feet and not actual gamepad. So as I move in, oh my gosh, look at that. You can see if I wanted to go up and scan my entire environment, I would be able to move forwards, be able to move backwards just by shuffling my feet.
Do that again when we have the KVM up there.
Yeah, sure.
So you're moving forwards and backwards. You can actually game inside your home, and obviously the 3D camera knows you're not going to run into a wall. It can send you alerts and this kind of thing, but you're now immersed into the virtual world that you're in as you're doing your gameplay.
Perfect.
All right, thank you very much, Craig. Intel company and a maker of comprehensive fitness and sleep tracking products. And today we are proud to announce the international availability of the Basis Peak Fitness and Sleep Tracker. The Peak includes a 24/7 heart rate monitor, even during exercise, automatic activity tracking, advanced sleep analysis, as well as notifications that you'd expect like texts, calls, and emails, stopwatches, alarm clocks with snooze that got me up in the morning today. It's water resistant to 50 meters, 4 days of battery life, and the Basic Peak will seamlessly sync with Apple Health and Google Fit, sharing your data with users' preferred dietary and fitness applications. Today we're also announcing the integration of the Basis Peak with Runtastic, who was recently acquired by Adidas, one of the leading companies in mobile health and fitness. For those really looking to up their fitness activities, users are going to enjoy heart rate zones while mapping their favorite workout activities with the Runtastic application and its GPS functionality. So available today, the Basis Peak Fitness and Sleep Tracker will retail for €229 at select retailers. We're going to offer it in 2 SKUs, a matte black with black and red accented silicone straps, and a brushed metal that you can see here with a white and gray accented silicone strap, again, €229. You're going to get this at availability in leading European retailers, in France from Amazon, Boulanger and iRun, in Germany in mid-September from Amazon, MediaMarkt, and Saturn, and Italian retailers, Media World. And it will also be available in Spain and Switzerland from Brack, Galazis, M Electronics, and it's already available in the US, Canada, and the UK. So we're excited to bring this amazing technology. I can tell you I've been using it personally for months, and it is amazingly accurate in how little sleep I get. Okay, lastly, I'd like to give you a brief update on Cheery as we move to the world of 50 billion interconnected devices on the internet. And you can see there on the screen, that's actually the motherboard of Cheery that our CEO, Brian Krasanik, showed on the button of his suit coat. It's a low-power hardware module for wearable devices for a variety of consumer and industrial edge devices. This is the Cheery processor. Earlier this month at IDF, we announced a comprehensive software development platform created specifically for Cheery, a new reference design, and support for the IQ software kits to make it easy to program for this incredibly new processor. So from 6th generation core technology down to Curie, it's amazing. You know, when I joined Intel in 1992, the world's fastest supercomputer was built on thousands of Pentium Pro processors. Thousands of Pentium Pro processors, the world's fastest supercomputer. It's now sitting there in a desktop on 6th generation core, something that used to take up this room. And you can imagine where Intel is going as we bring that class of technology over the next couple of decades onto devices like this for the Internet of Things. And of course, we want this to both compute and communicate over time. So before I open it up for questions and answers, I wanted to summarize Intel's best processor ever, the 6th generation core. Connector. It's for the fastest, most versatile connection. On one wire, you can now have dock, display, data, and power. For the first time, one port connects that to billions of USB devices. 4 times the data of USB, twice the video bandwidth of any other cable, and you can supply power. So you can literally get to a single cable connected to your computer. And new uses such as 4K and 360-degree video creation, as we talked about, external graphics for gamers, where you can have a notebook with processor graphics, and then use an external system with a discrete card if you want to be an extreme gamer when you dock, can all be accomplished with Thunderbolt. We have 3 OEMs who have launched, Dell, Alienware, Acer, and Asus, and the main message for you is this is coming mainstream. This used to be in high-end workstations. So, Craig, if you just hold up that Acer one more time. This is a gorgeous Acer R3, and it's using Thunderbolt technology for power, for display, for data, and for docking. So amazing innovation from Acer, again, bringing this technology mainstream into next generation 2-in-1s. So that's the path along the way with Thunderbolt. We want to get to no wires. And in order to do that, we need to eliminate the cables for data, for docking stations, for display, and for charging. So we did the math, and we figured, you know, if you just took all of the cables here in the room and wrapped them up, you're going to end up like something like this, right? First of all, it's terrible for the environment. I don't like carrying these things in my bag. This is what we're trying to get rid of. It's an annoyance, and it continues to task as one of the top annoyances of people in the PC industry of getting rid of these chargers, getting rid of these wires. So, with wireless docking, we have 7 designs in the market using our WiGig technology, running 5th generation core. We have announcements from Dell and HP already in the marketplace. We're expecting to launch more than double the designs for WiGig docking as we move to 6th generation core. So what I thought I'd do is bring out Craig to talk to you about the way we're going on docking and then wireless charging. So Craig, why don't you show them what we got there?
Yeah, so here I have a 6th gen core system, and just a 2-in-1 detachable. I'm just using this as a tablet, and at the same time I completely have this extremely high bandwidth connection, and it's extremely low latency and low interference, so we can use it in our offices and other high dense areas.
So that's connected to that reference dock right there, that little cube there, obviously with no wires. It's running anywhere between well over the speed of Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah, absolutely right. We're looking at near gigabit speeds, wireless gigabit, and all of our wireless display, including all the peripherals and all the storage that we normally have laying down our bags and all that crazy copper.
So what's awesome is if I'm at the office, I just take my tablet and attach it from the keyboard, and as I walk away from the office, you're going to see it disconnect. Unfortunately, our antenna technology is so good. We're going to take this away back, and you can see it automatically disconnects. And when I walk back, you're going to securely, it knows that this is logged into that monitor there, into that dock, and as I come back, it's literally going to basically bring that back up onto the system, and you're going to be able to dock seamlessly back into your system with multiple 4K displays. It's that simple. No longer do you have these multi-$100 proprietary docks with WiGig. But the next thing is wireless charging. And Intel's been a leader with magnetic resonance technology. We announced the formation of a common standard between A4WP and the Power Matters Alliance for magnetic resonance. And what you're going to see as we get into the second half of 2016 is these 2-in-1s will launch with a standard industry keyboard. And as we get towards holiday of 16, you'll be able to upgrade those systems with wireless charging in the keyboard. We actually put the wireless charging coil. We actually have to invent this technology from scratch. You're already seeing 5-watt happen in cars and these kinds of things. But we're doing pilots now with Hilton Hotels, with Marriott, relationships with Emirates Airline, Jaguar Land Rover, San Francisco Airport, DuPont Chlorine Countertops, and peripherals from Foxconn and many others. So why don't we show what we're up to on wireless charging and what will happen as we get the future of a cableless world.
Yeah, so we just set up our impromptu wireless charging station here. And what I've done is we've installed our magnetic resonance underneath the table. So we can just attach it, and because we can go through 50 millimeters of material, it makes it really easy for you. We can install it wherever we want to.
Unlike inductive today, you got to drill holes in the table to physically mount your phone on top of an inductive coil. With magnetic resonance, you just pop the system under, up to 20 watts as we introduce it, and you'll be able to go through 50 millimeters of wood or chlorine countertops.
Yep, so here I'm already charging on my 2-in-1 here. It's actually wirelessly charging to the table with this brand new.
That's a gorgeous compound. So no longer is it Intel reference design. These are actually now industry standard ODMs, and you can see as soon as we got out, it stopped charging. Went from green charging to yellow. So you have this gorgeous thing. So why don't we just show them that it's what's happening there?
Yeah, certainly. So what we've done is we can illustrate it with this LED board that we have here that picks up the magnetic resonance signal. So while we have that, we can actually visually see where our hotspot lies. And now that we have it, well, that makes it easy as far as what we want to do with it. I can go ahead and put down a phone here. Have another one there charging as well. There we go, pop, pop. And multiple devices to the same transmitter, and at the same time, we can also move them around in the area and still remain charging.
Yeah, a lot of inductive solutions, if you bump it a millimeter or two, it stops charging. The benefit of magnetic resonance is you can get spatial freedom. You can move it around, whether it's a notebook, in a cafeteria, you want to show someone the screen, you can move it around. So that's good stuff, and we're putting it into covers. Now, this is the first ever showing. This is an Asus 8-inch tablet. We actually have the coil built into the back of this notebook, and we can showcase this as something that you can see. Like, we can put covers on this. You put sleeves, but this is actually built into a new Asus 8-inch tablet, and as you put it on there, we're able to charge that system as well.
Yep, and this will go straight up and charge it well just on this prototype device that we have here. It's pretty cool.
Okay, so come up and see that afterwards, and we'll show you everything working. Okay, so that is 6th generation Intel Core. Wireless display with WiDi, Pro WiDi, and the new Intel Unite that we announced just a few weeks ago. So you can wireless display now with best quality in 4K from both your TV as well as your projectors in the office.